I'm already going to start the YouTube live streaming, so it'll take a little bit.
Heidi's in, right?
Yes, she just came in.
I'm here.
Come on, Heidi, show us the background of that beach.
It's raining here just like over there. We tried going to the beach this morning and it was just not a very pleasant experience. And then we tried going to the pool and that didn't work so well either.
There's bright sunshine here. What are you talking about raining here?
It was sunny when we were up in Tennessee and North Carolina and South Carolina. That was great. But down this way, it's summer in Florida.
Well, it's raining here, so.
Where are you, Vice Mayor? Are you in town or are you traveling?
I'm in Boston.
He's in B-Town.
In where? Oh, Boston. Nice. Very nice. Did you drive up there or did you fly?
No, I flew. I've made that drive before. It's long enough.
My husband and I thought about doing it, and we actually wanted to go to Bal Harbor up in Maine. And when I started splitting up the drive, because we haven't wanted to get on a plane just yet, after I saw how many hours it was going to be and just splitting up all the days, we were like, no.
No, it took me, 24 hours to get up here. And I drove straight through, pretty much.
All right.
Wow.
That's what we've done. When the kids were little, George, we used to do that all the time. Right through. No stopping. Except for
That's
kids.
it.
Okay, it's 5:01, Erica.
Yes, we are recording and streaming live on YouTube. So,
All right, you ready?
Ready.
Call the roll.
Mayor Bain,
I'm here.
Vice Mayor Loeb,
Here.
Councilman Best. We are
Present.
recording and Councilwoman Mitchell.
Here.
Councilman Petralata.
Here.
Okay, we have invocation by myself. Please bow. This is
Here.
Councilman
sorry. Okay. We have invocation by myself. Please bow. This is
Someone's Councilman.
okay. We have invocation by myself. Please bow.
We should all mute our phones or computers for right now.
Okay.
Except for you, Mayor.
There you go,
Okay.
Mayor.
Okay. This prayer is for all the people that are going through this situation with the virus, and the business owners who going to have a tough time getting back. I hope the Lord would see fit to come down and help us get through this so that we can start living our normal life. Amen.
Amen.
All right, we go to 4. I don't know what happened, Erica.
There should be the Pledge of Allegiance at this point, number 3.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Please stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag and the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we go to 4, public comments. We're looking for anybody signed up for that.
For those of you watching and who would like to make any comments, please dial 305-805-5151. The meeting ID is 843-2332-1171, followed by the pound sign. There is no participant ID. Press the pound sign again. If you would like to raise your hand to speak from your telephone, please dial *9. Looks like we just have one person from the public. Oh, wait, yes, I do have somebody who raised their hand. Okay, phone number ending in 345. You're unmuted, please speak.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Nicholas. I just wanted to bring to your attention some really negative comments I've been reading on the MiamiSprings.com website.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
All right, so I'd like to bring to your attention that there are currently people on that website claiming to be city officials. I believe the comments may have been removed already, but I can read them for you if you like, even though they're fairly unsavory. Your attention that there are currently people on that website.
This is good.
Erica?
Yes.
Hi, this is Heidi, city attorney. If the public speaker would like, he can always email you screenshots of those comments. So to avoid anything, he's given us a disclaimer that it's unsavory comments. So perhaps he can email them to you and you can distribute those screenshots to council after the meeting. But if he'd like to make any additional remarks, go ahead.
There's also numerous racial slurs that are being used, and I think that reflects fairly poorly on our city. And I think that we should take action against that site as soon as possible. There's also multiple threats of violence against a particular political group and doxing of members of that group. So the sooner that I think we take action against that as a city, the better.
Anything else?
No, that'd be all. Thank you for your time.
All right, we'll take a look at it. I guess, I mean, I wouldn't mind if you read it, but I'll go by the city attorney's situation. Her thing. Anybody else want to speak?
Erica, you can distribute that, right, to us all?
Yeah, so the gentleman forwards it to city clerk at miamisprings-fl.gov. I will distribute the comments that he mentioned.
Thank you.
I just wanted to thank him for speaking.
If there's anyone else that would like to speak, please dial *9. Okay, I have one other person. Telephone number ending in 763. Go ahead. You're unmuted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please state your name, please.
Telephone number ending in 763. Go ahead. You're unmuted. Yes. Hello. I actually did not want to state my name because I did not want to state my name because I feel that danger right now.
Erica, could you ask them to mute their, I guess, their background, because I can't hear.
Yeah, I can't hear either.
They're going to need to turn off the background noise or something.
Yeah, there's feedback coming from your phone, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. It's my first time. I rather not state my name because I feel that I'm in danger right now. I am one of the people that got doxxed over at that website, that forum. And I am a mom, I'm a worker, I'm a citizen, and people who do not agree with my views and ideas are now personally attacking me through that website that I never go to until it was brought to my attention. My name, my age, my address was put on that website. My private information was put on a public forum. And I see that as a personal attack to myself and to my family and my child. I mean, I don't even know I don't feel safe here now. I mean, what is doxing? Doxing is taking a personal attack from the website so that it could be done on a physical level. What do I do now?
Well, this is the thing I brought up last meeting about this website, what's going on there. And I don't know. As they said before, it's freedom of speech and what have you. But I would just have to go ahead and say call an attorney and see if there's any liability of what they're doing by putting your personal information on. You're not an elected official, so elected officials are in a different place than citizens. Maybe there's some liability on the site and the people who owns the site to take care of it. And maybe he might get his the paper wrote everything what we did the other night. Theo did a very lousy job on what my conversation was to inform people that blog and that website is not ours. And we don't.
I understand that it's not yours, but it is a website that it is now attacking the citizens personally.
I know. I understand.
Mayor, if I may, I would ask the caller if there are threats made against her, she should contact the police and file a police report. That would be the first step.
Yeah.
I agree with our city manager. I would report this to the police, because if you're having physical threats against you or your family, whether it's through a website or whether somebody comes to your door and does it or is sending you mail like that, you need to report it to the police first.
And I understand, I will definitely file a police report regarding this matter. However, someone has to be held accountable for that website in some way, because let me tell you, it's affecting this community in a negative way. I don't understand why no one from the city has brought it to anyone's attention, to that person's attention, and everyone knows who it is that is running the show there. And doxing is illegal. It's not legal. And now people are threatening. Who the heck? And then to top it off, this person does not want people who have different views to be anonymous. Yet the person who posted our information, which was a few of us, whose names, address, and age and everything was posted on that public website, that person was anonymous. We need to know who the heck posted our personal information on a public forum. Who's gonna let us know who did that? This is not a matter of free speech. It's a matter of endangering people.
Mayor and council, this is Heidi. Just in follow-up to what the manager said, just a reminder that this is public comments and we don't generally engage in a back and forth discussion. What I would echo the manager's suggestion that the caller making the public comments reach out to our police department and make a report. This is a civil matter between the Facebook, I guess, site or website and this individual and potentially others. So it should be dealt with in that fashion.
Okay, you know what? Every time I go to the council meeting, I see that a lot of people are complaining about this website and no one's really doing anything about it. So each individual who's being attacked on this website, or every person who goes on it and is exposed to this negativity, every person individually has to bring it to the person, I don't want to say his name, who runs this website, but no one's going to bring it to this person's attention at all.
I think
when it's affecting people in the city?
I think
We-
if I might respond to the woman, Mayor.
No,
I think really the only tool we have available to us here is to straighten folks out in the body of our council. That's really the only legal tool we have. We can straighten the matters out amongst us in front of the people, or we can print articles. But as far as the free speech element, I don't think we have anything to work with here.
And to
Much
add
as
to
I
that,
disfavor it.
to add to that, Councilman Best, this issue was brought up at a prior council meeting, and as the mayor indicated, the council was lambasted on the Miami Herald for trying to limit free speech.
Yeah.
And all we were trying to do at that time is indicate to the residents that this website has nothing to do with the city.
Right. True.
that's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah, you did.
I know I've spoken with the person that owns the website, and I've asked him to do things, but his general answer is that it's freedom of speech, and unless it's really bad, he won't do anything about it.
It is bad when you're putting a person's name and age and address for anyone to now go to the property. I mean, it could happen to anyone then. If one of you or your family members, if their name, address is put on a public website and argue and instigate, well, this person has a different view from the rest of the world, go attack this person in any way, shape, or form. That right there is beyond freedom of speech.
Well, our personal
legal
information
precedent.
is out there. So, as public people, our personal information is out there, and there's really not much that can be done about it. But you're not, unless you put yourself in the public light, then you have certain rights as a citizen that you can go ahead and get a lawyer and try to do something legally. But for us, our hands are limited to what we can do, I believe. And if the city attorney wants to chime in, she may be able to, throw some light on this also.
I would suggest one possibility. What happens in the private sector all the time is you reach out to people who are advertising on the site and let them know that you do not want to buy their products because they're advertising on an offensive site. And that's very powerful when it happens in the private sector with Procter & Gamble and a lot of other companies, when they support something that is offensive to the public. So you might want to, as a private citizen, go that route.
That's a good idea. And I was also wondering, I see here online, the FBI has an Internet Crime Complaint Center. Would you suggest something like that as well?
I try anything.
Or is that too low key?
I try all the tools you have.
Try them all, absolutely.
And I would start with the police report. It's really important because filing a police report means that, and especially that you feel threatened, is an important document for you to have and an important record to be established.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Just a quick question. Just a quick question. Have you tried to contact the owner?
Myself, I haven't even ever posted anything on that site. The owner, nothing, nada.
No. But you said your personal information was posted on it. Have you tried to contact the owner and have him take it down?
No, I have not. This happened today.
That because I can tell you that certain things he will take down if they if they're really bad and they can pose a threat to somebody. So I would suggest calling the police, making a police report, but try to contact them also to get your information off the site. That's my recommendation. If you know that your personal information is on that site, try contacting him and having him take it off. I know some personal stuff was written against my wife, and I'm a public figure, and I don't mind whatever is written on there against me is written, but my wife is not. And I know that there was some stuff written about my wife, and I called him, and he promptly took it off. So things like that he will do. I'm just telling you from personal experience.
Where do I get his number? I'm on the site right now, and I never go to this negative website until my name and my information was there. Involuntarily.
Mayor,
I
Yeah.
think the clerk.
I think the best course at this point, because I know we do need to get to our meeting, is I would suggest that this caller reach out to our police department, make a police report, and start there. She can reach out to, we can provide her if she wishes to send us an email or call City Hall. She can call City Hall, and I'm sure we can provide her with contact information for the website's host, if we know it, and go from there. But
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Have a good
calling
day.
in.
All right. Anybody else there, Erica?
Anyone else that would like to comment, please dial *9.
It's like
I
two
have
people.
two people. Okay. Telephone number ending in 790. You're unmuted. Please state your name.
Hello, I don't feel comfortable stating my name, but I would like to address that some of this issue that's happening online is happening because people have asked the City Council of Miami Springs to publicly denounce racism, which is a very basic ask, and it has not been done, nor have any of the requests even been met. And it's giving a lot of people space and time to feel emboldened to say the things that they're saying online about many people, not just within the Miami Springs for Justice group, but many citizens of Miami Springs. And quite frankly, to see this YouTube meeting with all of our representation sitting here, absolving themselves from any responsibility on a website that bears the name of this city, and you all know who runs it, and nothing is done. People have been doxxed, people have been called racial epithets, and nothing has been done. When at the very beginning, all that was asked was for you guys to publicly say that you denounce racism. And that is so simple. That is the smallest request
It is.
for
I'm sorry.
you guys to do on behalf of the citizens who live here, who now feel threatened because people are posting their public information to instigate violence. The least you can do is something about that.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I need to say something to this. That is a private website. We have nothing to do with it as the city. We have no legal recourse. So I take offense.
I'm so sorry, but
you
hiding behind the First Amendment,
you telling us
that's not what this is. This has moved beyond that at this point. This has moved beyond an issue of First Amendment rights, and this has moved into an issue of your citizens are threatening their neighbors online on a website that bears your city name. That is a problem. And you all know who owns website, and you all know who runs this website. I'm not asking you to go take this man out in handcuffs, but I'm saying if you know who's responsible, there's more that can be done than hiding behind the First Amendment right.
Believe me, we have not been hiding. We've tried to do things. We've tried to talk to him. We've tried to work things out. Just so you know, there is a history behind this, and we've been at it for many years, trying to do something about it.
Let this be the catalyst that gets something actually done.
I just want you to understand that this is not the first time that things like this have come up. It has
and
come
how
up
sad
before.
that this isn't the first time, and it continues.
It is, but there is nothing. There's nothing we can do. We've tried. We've tried to even purchase that website at some point.
That's right.
So it's not like we have not tried. I don't want anybody listening to think that this council or any council in the past has not done anything or tried to do anything about it. we have. So please know that. It is just something that legally we have no recourse of. It's a private website owned by somebody else. Yes, it has our city name, but just because it doesn't mean that it gives us any special rights to do something about it. It doesn't.
Agreed, and that brings us back to the original point, which was if any of this city council would have just publicly denounced racism, it would serve to no longer embolden people who feel like they're okay to say whatever they want in the name of Miami Springs, because even their own city council doesn't take up for it. So there is some blame to be spread.
I think at some point,
and that's really all I have to say. And I really hope that you guys find a way to do something about this beyond just saying that you're going to try, because people are now being threatened. People's lives are being threatened on this website when their addresses are being publicly posted on a private page that you guys can do more for. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Mayor, if I may, Mayor, can we follow the rules that we've followed in past meetings where we don't get into a back and forth during public comment, please?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree, but I'm sorry. The statement that she made, and I will follow that rule to the T. But when a statement like that is made that the council or any of us up there have not tried to do anything about it, I need to interject there, because we have, and I don't want anybody listening to think that this council or past councils have not done anything, have not tried to do anything about it. So I apologize for jumping in at that, but I cannot let that go, because there are other people listening that don't know the history of this.
Well, the fact remains is we had an agenda item on this.
I understand that.
Yes.
But apparently these people weren't listening.
That's right. It was my agenda item.
And what's interesting is that right after that agenda item,
I have the item, and we had a real nice discussion, basically what these people have said about the site. We did that, and then it comes out on the Miami Herald that we're trying to go ahead and censor people. So, it's a shame that they go ahead and talk about this right now, when we had a pretty good discourse about it, maybe 15, 20 minutes in the last meeting. So that's all I got to say. Let's listen to somebody else. Anybody else want to talk?
I got nothing. George said it all.
Public.
Anyone else that would like to make a comment, please dial *9.
There was 2 on there a minute ago, Erica.
Oh, there, I have another person. Hold
Yeah, here's one more.
Phone number ending in 793. You're unmuted. Please state your name.
Hello. I will also not state my name because of previous actions that have taken place with individuals who have gone to these meetings and shared their names and been doxxed. That's where it started. I hope you guys understand that individuals came to these meetings. They expressed what they were feeling. They expressed what was going on in the social climate currently and how we wanted a reflection in Miami Springs to concurrently match that. And these individuals were doxxed. And I hope you understand that this is an attack on the council. I am sorry if your information has also been posted. No one here thinks that that is okay, even if you are a public figure. But to a degree where it's become something where individuals should be scared to share their name at a city council meeting, that is not okay. I should be able to stand in front of you and give you my name and tell you what I want our city to improve on, okay? And instead, I can't give you my name. Instead, I'm also having council members reply to other individuals. I don't understand to what degree it's scary, and I understand that maybe you did do something in the past to deal with this website, but why can't you do more? Why can't we see something from you? Why is it that on Instagram you're willing to post over and over again that you want to deal with fireworks, objects, besides beings? We're talking about individuals who in this community are underrepresented. And if we're asking for them to be represented by you, we are your constituents. We are asking for more. And I really do not think that that is a request that should be met with the hatred that we've seen online. It's that simple, and I'm sorry. but I won't apologize for wanting to stand for others. And I won't apologize for, you know, being willing to put myself out there. And it's unfortunate that my city that I grew up with, Mayor Best, Councilman Best, I went to school with your daughter. I was in middle school with her. I shouldn't feel scared to live in my own community. I shouldn't be afraid. I think that's the matter. And I think, like, if you're willing to make a statement, at least we know that you have our back, that you have all of your constituents back. It's that simple. I appreciate you giving us time today.
All right, thank you. Anybody else, Erica?
Thank you.
No, sir, not at this.
That's it?
It's a,
Okay, I guess I'll close the public comment and entertain number 5 resolution.
Yes, Mayor and Council. The administration recommends setting the millage rate at the current millage rate of 7.33. At a cap of 7.33, the deficit would be $442,504. Based on the financial hardship our residents and businesses have and will continue to face during this pandemic, the administration recommends maintaining the current millage rate and funding this deficit from our reserves if necessary. As you're aware, the millage rate you set tonight will be the cap for the upcoming budget year. Council may lower the rate after all budget meetings are completed, but it may not set a rate higher than the cap approved tonight. I gave you a memo of where we are in the budget process right now. Funding the deficit from reserves, I put if necessary. And the reason for that is because I'm still waiting for 2 sets of numbers to come in from, one of them is the state revenue sharing numbers for next year. We budgeted in our budget a 10% decrease for next year. The numbers I'm seeing from the county budget are a little more optimistic, but I want to wait for the state to come in with their numbers, which should be in the next few days, so that we can get an idea of where we stand. The other item I'm waiting for is, as you know, we issue an RFP for health insurance because our current carrier came back with an increase of 20% for this year. So we decided to go out for RFP, and we'll know sometime in August if we can do any better than that. Hopefully we will. I'm waiting for, we're waiting for those 2 sets of numbers. Hopefully during our budget workshops and our budget meetings in September, we'll have a better idea of where we stand. But we've been lucky that our city has developed over the years a healthy reserve to be able to not only cover next year's deficit, but the huge deficit we had this year from the 2 problems we're facing, which is the issue at City Hall and the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. Another area that we're waiting to see numbers from, there's a possibility that the county may be sharing some almost $135 million with different municipalities to cover COVID costs for this year. I know the commission is going to take that up probably the end of this month. And if that comes through, we'll be able to get some more money into the city to cover the expenses we've had to lay out for COVID this year. So with that, our recommendation is to keep it at 7.33. But as I said in my email to you, you could also set the cap at 7.5228, which is the millage rate that would balance the budget right now without using reserves. And as the numbers come in, and we do go through the workshops, we're going to adjust the millage rate downward during our budget meetings.
Anybody have want to make a motion on the
yes,
city
Mayor.
manager?
Mayor, if I might, for a second here, I understand all this, and I think fiscal Williams' memo demonstrates fiscal responsibility here right now. The 733, which is recommended, is fine, but I think there's a lot of unknowns here, and I think colleagues that we would be better served to go with the 7.5228 high, go in high, That 20% with the health insurance, it's an unknown. We don't know what's going to happen with that. The 10% that you've based the budget on for the reduction in the revenue sharing, that's a guess. So I think we'd be better off to err on the side of caution and go to that number, which would not touch our reserves going in. I like that aspect of it. That would be my motion, Mayor.
I will second that motion.
Any further discussion?
Yes.
I would like to, sorry, go ahead, Jaime, Councilman.
No, go ahead, Maria.
Okay, through the chair. William, I wanted to ask you also another possible expense that we may encounter is with the senior meals. We have 57 seniors who were not part of the senior center who have been receiving senior meals through the COVID because they can't get out. They don't feel safe in getting out to the stores and they need to have meals delivered. And my understanding is with the CARE Funding Act, it ends now in August, unless those funds are replenished by the federal government or by the county, we're going to have to either cut those seniors or supplement that program ourselves, which is a substantial, isn't it? Like how much is that a month?
With the 57, I think you're talking about $4,000 to $5,000 a month.
A month. So for several months, that could be a significant additional expense unexpected.
And as I have mentioned to you, we're working on different areas right now. We've reached out to all of our federal and state and local representatives to try and get that CARES funding extended. But if not, we're also working with part of the $135 million that we get from the county. Hopefully we can use that to cover some of these meals for these residents. So I reached out to Commissioner Sosa's office and let them know that when this item comes up for the board, that we are pushing to get this funding allocated to the different cities in the county so that we can use some of that funding for not only the COVID costs, but to cover some of these meals that are coming up.
And I'm guessing, and God forbid this happened, but it's possibility with this COVID situation extending so long is that if we have a significant number of employees that have to be out and work that has to be performed, we may have to supplement the workforce somehow, either with overtime or with temporary workers or something. And that would be an additional expense.
Question.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
William, how about you spoke about the FOP? Is that going to impact this this budget? Because we're waiting on negotiations.
We're in negotiations right now with the FOP. We're going to start pretty soon. I've already built in some numbers into the current budget for the FOP. So unless something comes out of left field that we don't know about, I feel pretty confident with the numbers we have right now. So, but again, that's another unknown.
For years, Mayor, I've always advocated to go with a higher number because we could always work our way down. Now, we have to keep a couple of things in mind. And first of all, I'd like to thank George and the mayor and all of us, because we've done it throughout the years. But I sat next to George on my first budget, and I remember him fighting us because he wanted to set aside some of the money for the reserves because he thought we might need it in a rainy day. And we always thought rainy day would be a hurricane. We never thought that rainy day is going to be a virus. But anyhow, I think that's why we have that money there is for a rainy day. I think it's pouring, folks. I think it's really pouring. So I don't see in my opinion, I don't see that if we have to go into the reserves to help the folks out there, because there's a lot of people hurting out there. So I'm not sure if raising the taxes, the millage now is a good idea. I hear what you're all saying. You want to be careful that some unknown might come up and we set the millage too low and then we're stuck. But keep that in mind. There's a lot of folks out there in need. So this is rainy. This is major what's going on. So if we have to go into the reserves to keep the millage down, I'm one that thinks we should do that because we could always make it up next year and put the money back in. But right now, a lot of folks are hurting. That's all I have, Mayor.
I have a question for.
Wait. Then go ahead, Councilman.
Councilman Lowe.
Okay, I don't disagree with you there, but again, it's we can never raise it. We can definitely lower it, and I'm not disagreeing with you that we can use our reserves to help it out, but I think we need to start on the high end, which always gives us the room to do the right thing in the end. And believe me, we've always started high, and we've always managed to bring it down. You know, and I know I know that the city and a lot of the residents are seeing, you know, are in dire issues with finance, but I don't want to put us in a bind either. So that's why I seconded the motion, because we can always come down. So and we've always traditionally gotten to the right numbers.
And an example of that,
Yeah.
Councilman, is last year we set the max cap rate at 7.5.
Yep.
And in the end, we were able to lower it to 7.33.
That's correct. And I think that's the correct approach today.
Mayor, if I may, I wanted to ask our city manager, because Councilman Petrolando, you were talking that it's raining right now, but we're actually have the potential for a deluge with a hurricane season upon us. So that part of, you know, that we've had the reserve for in case of a catastrophe like a hurricane is a very good probability that we could encounter it this year, like any other year. The risk of it is a very real risk every single year around this time. So to count our city manager, should that happen, should we get another whammy of the hurricane, and I know a lot of expenses we have to first, before we get reimbursed from FEMA, we have to pay these expenses. How do you feel being at 7.33 and using our reserve for this other thing? How will that impact us if we need to? I'm guessing we would need to dip further in reserve. Should we get hit by a category 4 or 5?
As I said in my memo, Councilwoman, we have at 7.33 with the different hits we've had on the reserves this year, we're still going to end up with about $3.2 million in reserves. And as you know, during Irma, what we did was we acquired a short-term loan of $2 million to cover some of the hurricane cleanup expenses. And we paid that off as soon as FEMA reimbursed us. We were lucky enough that we were reimbursed almost all of our FEMA money within a year after Irma, and we were able to pay that loan back. So I feel confident with the $3.2 million number. But as the councilmen have said before, if you want to go with a higher number, we can always work down, and at least we'll be protected in case some unknown comes up in the next month or two that we weren't expecting. And we may not end up at 7.33. We may have to go up a little more, but it's up to you.
Let me ask.
Go ahead.
The money from the state for the senior meals, did we get that? Did that go through?
Yes, for next year's budget, yes.
We have that for next year's budget.
Right.
But that doesn't account for serving.
That doesn't cover, no, that doesn't cover these. The 57 seniors that Councilwoman Mitchell was talking about are people that were never registered with us originally at the senior center.
Right.
And they needed meals, so the government under the CARES Act provided funding for those seniors.
Gotcha.
We're still going to have money for our seniors that are signed up with us, but it's just those 57 that were out of the loop.
Yeah, so over and above. Yeah.
Mayor, may I say something?
Sure.
When I said what I said was that I want us to be aware that I like us to stay as close as we can to the 7.33 as possible, even if after we see all the unknown and everything at the end of the process, if we can keep it as close as that, even if we have to dip into our general account, just to make sure that we don't raise taxes and we keep them at least where they're at for the folks that live here in our city. A lot of people are hurting, and that's why I said what I said. But I've always advocated for starting out high and then working our way down. So this is I'm not changing it now, but I just want us to be aware that we might need to dip in to keep the taxes low.
All right, I got a first and a second.
You do, sir.
Call a vote.
Vice Mayor Lowe,
Aye.
Councilman Best,
Aye.
Councilwoman Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilman Petrolanda,
Yes.
Mayor Bain.
Yes, okay. That
Now,
concludes the-
Mayor Erica, we need to revise the resolution then to put the millage rate at 7.5228.
5228.
And the section of the increase over the rollback rate should be 8.13%.
8.13%. Okay.
Correct.
Alrighty.
Hey, I guess we
Okay.
got some pretty good news on TGK, Mayor, huh? At least
Yeah,
initially.
well, keep
Very
our
good news.
fingers,
Keep our fingers
fingers
crossed.
crossed. Fingers
For right
crossed.
now. For
Yeah,
right
fingers
now only.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Right.
All right, that's the end of this meeting. This meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Evening.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Erica,
night.
can you stay on afterwards?
Have a good time up there, George.
Yes, let me.
Thank you.
disconnect the YouTube
Never
and-
mind. I'll
Will
call
do.
you. I'll call you.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.